Howdy. My name is Thom Preston. Next Monday, April the 14th, at about 4:15 in the morning, it will have been exactly 1 year, 365 days, 8,766 hours, 525,949 minutes, or 31,557,600 seconds since my sister, Emily Preston, and her fiancé, the love of her life, Kevin Max McDougal, were killed by a drunk driver. Whichever way you count it, it's been too long since I've hugged them. And every year, those big numbers, they'll just keep getting bigger. And every year, my big sister, who never quite hit 5'2", will sit idly, ironically, collecting dust in my living room. She'll forever be 23, not quite living every woman's dream. But I tell you, before that drunk driver, she was living her dream. The head and the heart have a song that goes along like, just want to die with the one I love beside me. And understand, when I say her fiancé, I mean the man she deserved. I mean the kind of man every girl deserves. The kind that refused to treat her like a princess because it wasn't quite good enough. I mean the man she found true, enviable love with. The sort of love that inspires people. The sort of love that kids dream about and Disney makes millions on. The sort of love that was so strong it helped my grieving parents just to hold on through the worst of it. I say the worst of it like it's over. It's not. Like I said, she was living the dream. Just 5 weeks before the accident, Emily and Kevin bought their first home together. They were planning to start a family together. And everything had just started working out. The last time I saw them, I didn't get to give them a hug because I was too sweaty from moving their new washer and dryer. Take it from me, never miss a hug you can't guarantee will be there tomorrow. You can't guarantee someone won't drink and drive today. But I hope you can count on yourself. You can count on me. I remember my mom laying tile and painting walls every day after work so that they could move in just a little sooner, start their lives a little happier. I remember because I'll never forget the way she used to smile back when Emily was around. I remember because she'd call them the joy of her life. I remember how proud she was that for the first time, Thanksgiving was supposed to be at her kid's house last year. I remember because I will never forget the way she sobbed after we found out about the accident. I say accident like someone didn't make a conscious decision to drink and drive. I say someone like that someone wasn't named Camille Stanley. She was. But I say someone so that you can imagine yourself as a murderer, if you even think about drinking and driving. Because I will never forget the countless times I've heard my mother cry herself to sleep, trying to be strong for me. When I think about the impacts of drunk driving, I think about the fact that while the kids who thought yesterday was funny, that laughed at the flatline that was literally representing the loss of my family, of 28 families a day, I think about the fact that they'll be celebrating Easter, while my family will be celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the funeral. I think about the way every holiday, every birthday, every single day will inevitably remind me that my sister, the brother I never had, and the wonderful life they would have lived together are all gone because one single person drove drunk just one time. I think about all the words I held back after hearing that one of my classmates, a boy I went to elementary school with, actually said the words, "I've never been this drunk while driving." Without thinking it might be a problem, I think about him dating one of my best friends. And I think, well, damn, didn't we get the same education? I think about the fact that for him to have been that drunk, it meant he had to have been drunk before. I think about how it probably means he'll be drunk behind the wheel again. I think about the fact that while the rest of you are celebrating graduation, moving on to your lives, I will be preparing my statement to deliver to a court, to tell a judge how the death of my sister and the love of her life, how it makes me feel, so that the person, the girl, the human being that killed two of the people I love most will go to prison for a little longer, as if a little longer will make a little more difference. It won't. But more than anything else, I think about the way my mom talks about my house now. That's right, I said house. It's not quite home anymore. Like it's made of nightmares, filled with made-up memories of grandkids my mom will never meet, coming over for barbecues that'll never be anything more than shattered dreams. When I think of why you shouldn't drink and drive, I think about giving the eulogy at my sister's funeral, at Kevin's funeral, because my parents didn't think they'd be able to stop crying long enough to speak. They didn't stop crying. When I think of why you shouldn't drink and drive, I think about the fact that I've seen my mom cry more this year than most of you will have to see your moms cry in a lifetime. When I think about why you shouldn't drink and drive, I think about the kind of coward it takes. The kind of coward who can't ask for help. When every single number in their phone would be willing to pick them up, and potentially spare the kids who think shattered dreams is a joke from hearing the one more flatline they swore to God would kill them. Drunk driving, it kills.